once had an encounter with something people in my area call a Chulawa, which is a shadow ghost or spirit. Every morning after far prayer, I'd go for a jog in a large, old park near where I lived. It was pretty lively during the day, normally full of families and kids, but in the early hours it was quiet and actually a bit unsettling. There was a shortcut I usually took to get there, a narrow lane lined with towering, scary-looking trees and old banglas. It always felt a little eerie, especially before sunrise. One day I overslept and missed my far prayer. Feeling guilty, I decided to jog anyway and headed down my usual shortcut. As I was running, I noticed someone behind me, who turned out to be another jogger. I didn't think much of it at first, but as I glanced back, I froze. He was wearing the exact same clothes as me. It struck me as odd, but I brushed it off and kept going. After a while, I stopped to catch my breath. To my shock, the man stopped directly in front of me, almost like he'd appeared out of thin air. "What's wrong, brother?" he said casually. His tone was friendly, but something about it felt off. Out of breath so early for a man your age? Trying to play it cool, I lied. "I'm just getting back into shape after a long layoff because of illness." He stared at me for a moment, then responded, "Don't lie. I see you come through this lane every day." A bit taken aback, I quickly made up another excuse. "Sorry I had to lie. I was embarrassed. I haven't eaten breakfast yet, so I'm feeling weak." He smiled, seeming to accept my explanation, and introduced himself. His name was Arafat. After that, we jogged together, chatting about random things. By the end of the run, he even took me to a small Patan hotel for breakfast. For a couple of weeks, I didn't see him again. Then one morning, I overslept and missed far prayer again, and there he was, waiting in the same shortcut. This time, he told me he'd been bedridden with an illness and couldn't jog for a while, to which I suggested we meet for breakfast the next day. The next morning, he didn't show up. The day after that, I unfortunately missed my prayer again, and when I went down the shortcut, I saw him. But this time, something was different. As we spoke, I noticed he was missing 3 fingers on his right hand. When I asked him about it, he said calmly, "I was born this way." My stomach dropped. The first time we met, I had shaken his hand. It was whole. I tried to convince myself I was mistaken, that maybe my memory was misleading me. Later, one evening, I decided to take a stroll through the park after Isha prayer. But I ended up running late and missed the prayer completely. On my way through the shortcut, I saw Arafat again. This time, he looked wrong. His voice had dropped into this deep, unsettling tone, and his entire face seemed off. Rather than the charming, joyful man I had come to know, his face appeared to hold more darkness, even a bit of malevolence. "Come," he said. "Let's go have dinner together." I agreed, though unease twisted in my gut. As we walked, he began asking strange questions. "Are you a 5-time Namazi? Do you pray all 5 prayers every day?" "Yes," I replied, though my voice trembled slightly. He seemed nervous at my answer. I then asked him what was wrong with him out of genuine concern. "Nothing," he said quickly, forcing a laugh. "It's just, you don't look like someone who prays 5 times a day." He claimed it was a joke, but I didn't find it funny. As we continued walking, my phone suddenly rang, the azan blaring loudly as my ringtone. The area where we were was really quiet and dark, so the ringtone echoed everywhere. I glanced down at my phone. It was just a missed call from one of my friends. But when I looked up, Arafat was gone. I called out his name over and over, thinking he was probably playing some type of prank. But there was nothing. No footsteps. No movement. Just complete silence. An overwhelming sense of dread washed over me, and instinct kicked in. I ran. I sprinted all the way home, my heart pounding in my ears. By the time I got there, I was drenched in sweat and shaking. Within an hour, I developed a severe fever that terrified my parents. When I finally told them what had happened, told them about Arafat, their faces went pale. My mother immediately began to pray for my life and well-being, while my father recited protective verses over me. Eventually, my fever left and I was fine. It was then that my parents told me something terrifying. Arafat wasn't human. He was something else, a Chulawa that wanted to claim my life. After that, I made sure to never miss another prayer again.